Well, good afternoon, Facebook friend. We just invite you again to come in and be with us today on Ruffled Ladies. We are so excited and to be back with you again this afternoon. We have good topics. I am Dr. Gina Ned, of course, the host of Unruffled Ladies, and then I have my co-host, which is Felicia Harris and Rosalind. Rosalind. So we're just excited once again to come back with you. We have a great topic talking about uh, what caused self-doubt. I'm sorry, what caused self-doubt. That's what we're going to be talking about today. And so we definitely want you to chow in with us, make comments in the chat. Please follow us on YouTube. Uh, uh, yeah, we just want to grow together. But anyway, we're going to have Rogers just to come to you once again. We already know that you might know what unruffled means, but we always want to keep it on the forefront of your mind exactly what that word is, unruffled. And, of course, it is to be balanced, to be confident and at ease. Rob's going to come and just tell you a little bit more about the overall vision of the Unruffled Ladies. We definitely want you to know what our goal is and the reason why we are on every second and fourth Sunday to pour into you, to bring out the best in you. So, Rosalind, would you please just let the audience know what Unruffled Ladies is really all about?
Absolutely. And this is one of my favorite parts, introducing Unruffled Ladies to those that are coming on for the first time. Good evening, everybody. It is a pleasure to greet each of you as sisters of ours, because we know that when we share, we find that we have many things in common.
Yeah.
So if the truth be told, our stories actually intertwine. They intertwine with each other, but guess what? There are so many other ladies out there who need to hear your story. So in order to experience true healing in their lives. So we personally invite you on today to join us with every other woman like yourself. Please make sure that you go to our community and join our Unruffled Ladies community. So we are here growing from pain to power. Here, growing from pain to power. We all experience that at some point in time, but Unruffled Ladies don't stay stuck. Why? Because we're at ease, balanced, and confident. An unruffled lady is at ease, balanced, and confident. So we do have a mission, we do have a vision, and we do have some goals. So our mission is to bring like-minded women together from all over the nation to empower and unruffle the greatness within you. Our vision is to develop women of influence who will extend God's kingdom all over the earth. That's one of the most important things, that vision. Us as unruffled ladies making God clear and visible to the whole world, right? Then we have our goal. Our goal is to help women find their peace.
Yes.
And that produces their outer glow. Yes. Every woman is beautiful and every woman has a glow on the inside of her. But guess what? That's why we're here as Unruffled Ladies every second and fourth Sunday to remind you that that glow is on the inside of you. It's just covered up like an onion with layers of stuff that happens in life and that has caused you to believe this false identity that some of these things do to us. So I'm glad that you're here today. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in, and take notes, like, share, and welcome.
Yes, once again, we want to welcome you. I do also want to share with you how God birthed how He birthed Unruffled Ladies. Of course, our first gathering was out in the park at 5 o'clock in the morning. It was absolutely beautiful. I mean, how God really unfold just the word Unruffled Ladies out in the park, 5 o'clock, out by the water. Just women's coming together. How many of you know that all of us have some things that have happened in life that have caused us to be stagnated in some areas of our lives? Mm-hmm. And so that word unruffled, God wants us to be free. He wants us to be totally free. Amen. And so that's
Amen.
what this platform is all about, is giving you an opportunity to free yourself. To free yourself. I know many of us as women of God in the church, there was a lot of things in the church that you just weren't able to talk about. Yeah. You weren't able to say. Mm-hmm. And, matter of fact, you even thought it was unholy to say some things. Yeah. But as long as you are releasing some things to cause you to be free, because the Bible said, whom he set free is free indeed. Exactly. But a lot of we keep ourselves on lockdown because we don't know how to open confess things. Mm-hmm. And so this is what this platform is all about, to help you to be able to open confess and open to free yourself of what that is. Yeah. So today, of course, of course, Pastor B is with us, of course. So glad to have her as usual. But today we're going to be talking about what caused self-doubt. What causes self-doubt. And we know that many times, because of circumstances that we as women experience or face, sometimes it causes us to doubt ourselves. Yes. For so many years, I operated in that spirit. And it is a spirit. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It is a spirit, whether you know it or not. It is a spirit. Yeah. So many years, I operated in that spirit of self-doubt, not believing in who God had created me to be. Mm-hmm. And because of that, you miss out on so many good things that God wants you. So today we want to, if it's you out there, please, once again, please put your comments in our chat box. Let us know what you're feeling, what you're thinking. But we want to help free you up if that's you.
Yes.
You probably have heard me say the way I got freed up of just unlocking that spirit on me. I went to a retreat some years ago, and this lady had to write down our past, everything that happened in our childhood life, and then to write down all the negative things and write down all the positive things. Mm-hmm. And when she had us doing this on this big brown paper bag, I thought, who does that at a retreat? I'm thinking, what is she doing? Mm-hmm. Little did I know that she was unlocking something in me that I didn't identify with, that had caused me all those years to be in a place of doubt. Mm-hmm. And thinking that I wasn't good enough. Sometimes it takes you doing something unusual to unlock that. Yes. Mm-hmm. And
that's right.
Happened to me. It took that unusual, me writing down all the negative things that I thought that had happened to me, even as a child growing up, and then all the positive things. Mm-hmm. And so by me doing that, it caused me to unlock why I felt that I wasn't good enough. Mm-hmm. Why I felt I couldn't do certain things. Mm-hmm. And so this is what we want to share with you today. Seems like I'm halfway on this screen for some reason here. I don't know what's going on. There you go. Yeah.
There you go.
That's what we want to share with you today, and help you to understand that whatever that is that may be causing you to doubt yourself. Mm-hmm. First of all, you need to know why. Why do you doubt yourself? What is making you feel the way you feel? And so we're talking about self-doubt, and just something I just kind of wrote down. It says self-doubt occurs when we lack confidence and feel incapable of doing what we want to do. And as I said earlier, so often and so long, for so many years, I felt like I wasn't capable. I just didn't have it.
What made you feel that you weren't capable?
I think from growing up as a child, I came from a very large family of 12, and my grandfather, I think that's where the seed was planted. One of his favorite was one of my sisters, and so and as a little girl, I didn't understand that. Mm-hmm. He would give things to her, and then give it to me right in front of me. And I just didn't understand that. So it made me start thinking way back then, evidently something wrong with me. Mm-hmm. Why that he don't favor me as he favored. So it started planting a seed
Mhm.
from a little girl, making me think that something must be wrong with me. You know?
Mm-hmm.
And so, believe it or not, when you don't uh, tap into something at an early on, it grows.
Yeah.
It grows.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's exact. I think that's how it got started with me with the self doubt. Just doubting myself.
So we understand right off the bat that it started with a seed.
It starts with a seed.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Something have to happen to you, or somebody speaking negative words over you, to causes you to start believing that you are what they say.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
And so it grows.
Yep.
If you tap into it and recognize it from an early age, it just grows. Where you always thinking that someone else is better than you.
Mhm.
There's no way I can do this. There's no way. I don't have the smarts for it. I don't have the money for it. There's just no way that this can happen to me. So uh learning how to tap into, as I said, at an early age, or even now, maybe it's been years have passed that you have operated in that spirit, but you need to stop now and think about why.
Mhm. I also think about, you're made to feel like you are less than the other. When you look at yourself and you look at the other person
Yeah,
or your other sister and you look at yourself, it made you feel like you were less than she was.
yeah,
And a lot of times when you encounter self-doubt, you often feel like you are less than, and what happens later is you begin to feel left out.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, yeah. Exactly. So once again, we are talking about self doubt, and of course, I want to give Roger the time to come on in and give you a shout out on this self doubt. We have so much that we want to share with you. We may not be able to finish it all today, but we just want to kind of share. First of all, for you to know how important you is. Another thing that I have, Roger, before you come on, another thing that I realized that as women, because that we operate in so many areas that it's very important for us as women to take out, I don't care if it's 30 minutes time for yourself,
Mm-hmm.
that you can just concentrate totally on you.
That's good.
Take out 30 minutes. Sometimes we get busy being a mother, being a wife, being we work sometimes 2 or 3 jobs. We on the go all the time, and we don't stop and take our time to look on the inside of us,
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
to see who we are and where we are.
Mm-hmm.
That's very, very important, that you take out at least 15, 30 minutes, an hour, whatever that you can, just for you.
Just for you.
Have time to
Yes.
take inventory of you. Have time to just love you.
Mm-hmm.
Have time to just put your arms around you. And when we do that, it will cause us to operate in the things that God have called us to operate in.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, right.
Exactly. Exactly. Ladies, this is a very, very important topic. And like we all know, every time we come up with a topic, it always hits home. It
Yes,
always makes us revisit some of the things in our life that might have caused that. But that's a really important question statement there. What causes it? Sometimes within us, we know that we lack confidence. We know that we're doubting ourselves. We know that we're experiencing these things. But
yeah,
when do we actually investigate, dig deep, go inside, internalize it, and say, okay, why am I like this?
yes,
What not what's wrong with me, but what happened? I
yeah,
have to go back. What happened to make me feel like, think, and operate lesser than what I am?
mm-hmm. That's good.
Something happened, like y'all talk about the seed being there, right?
Yeah.
See, and what we don't realize is that this self doubt this doubting, this shrinking back, this belief, this self-identity that we're not worthy, we're not good enough. We doubt ourselves. We don't go forward in a lot of things because we're afraid. We're scared
Yeah.
of being judged, talked about, rejected,
Yeah.
all of that, right?
Yeah.
So what we need to really focus on, and then I'm gonna get into something here. What we really need to focus on is that it's our responsibility. It's our responsibility to find out where it's coming from and address it.
Yes.
Get rid of the fear of finding out where it came from. Because not only is it affecting, it affects all of our life. It affects your job. It affects your family life. It affects your relationships. It's evident on your job. People can see these things. They can sense when you lack confidence.
Yes. Yes.
When they're around you, like we said, it's a spirit.
Yeah.
They can tell something ain't quite right. You know, she's a nice person. You know, she's well informed, and I can tell she understands her job. But there's something. It's like there's something ain't quite right there.
Right.
People can pick up on it, right? So often we find ourselves hesitating to move forward out of fear, and we deceive ourselves thinking that we're playing it safe.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Thinking that we're playing it safe.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, just this past week, one of the ladies that of course I do hair by trade. And so my client came in and she told me that she's going to a psychiatrist and found out that she is angry. And she's angry because she have not done what she wanted to do. She have taken care of everybody else, everything else. And she's 68 years old now, but she never have done what she really want to do in life.
Mm-hmm.
And so that can cause anger.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I know I've heard older people say, you know, I always wanted to do blah, 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 whatever that is.
Mm-hmm.
All because you didn't do it because it was self-doubt, fear. You know, it could be like you think that because I don't have the money, many things. But the biggest thing is doubt.
Yeah.
Because if you do not doubt, everything else will fall in place.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And we
Exactly.
have so many coping mechanisms when it comes to self-doubt.
Yeah.
We get to a place sometimes where we settle with just being, I hear a lot of times with people, they're very gifted at doing something, but they're really comfortable with just being in the background.
Yes.
Don't put me out front. Don't let me come out forward. Just let me stay. I'm good staying in the background.
Exactly.
And a lot of times that's a coping mechanism with self-doubt.
Yeah.
And you know what, Pastor B, you know, it mentions here that we become stagnant.
Mm-hmm.
We become stagnant. And here's a good way to recognize that you are stagnant and that you are afraid to move forward. And it's just not about you liking to be in the background, like Lady Gina's, you know, mentioned several times. You know, it just felt comfortable there, you know, not being in the limelight. You know, but what's actually happening is every time you shrink back, every time you pass up an opportunity to be in the limelight or to exercise your greater attributes and you turn that down, that's a red flag to you. Every time it happens, that you have self-doubt, that you have some fears, you have some self-doubt that you haven't addressed. Think about it, because we've had several opportunities. You've been addressed with several times when you could have exercised all of the talents and the God-given gifts that you have.
Yes.
You could have been exactly who God says that you are. You could have been doing what he says you can do, and you could have had some of the things he said that you have, but you haven't because doubting.
Yes.
Doubting, right? So there comes a time where each one of us as women, we must reposition ourselves so we can move forward. And I know it's scary, but guess what? Do it anyway. Do it afraid.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Just move.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I love that word reposition.
Oh yeah, me too.
Mm-hmm.
Reposition.
Reposition.
You
Yeah.
know, a lot of time whenever you don't reposition, if you are operating in that spirit of doubt, if you don't reposition yourself, in other I said earlier, take out some time just for you to think, to love on you, to
Yeah.
see, to dig within yourself why I'm not moving forward, why I'm not doing what I want to do, why I don't have this, why. You know, that's the time that you need to reposition yourself in order
Mm-hmm.
to move forward. Think about what have held you back all this time.
Mm-hmm.
Why you're not in the position where you want to be at this moment.
Yeah.
There's something that have kept you from moving forward. What is it? And until you find out what is it, you will never move forward.
Yeah. And one of the things you mentioned too is when things don't go to plan. Like you stepped out initially, you stepped out and things didn't turn out the way you expected it
Yeah.
to turn out. And so now you're at a place you find yourself where you just, you know, when you the opportunity comes up again, you immediately just squash it and say, no, this because of what happened to me last time. Evidently, this is not for me. It's
Mm-hmm.
not meant for me to do this. So I'm just gonna, you know, I'm just gonna shrink back from doing it.
That's good.
Mm-hmm.
How often do we as women do that? And not only that, but we think, especially with us that have families
Mm-hmm.
or have children,
Mm-hmm.
we feel that they need it more than we need it. You know, so I'm not going to do this because,
Mm-hmm.
you know,
Mm-hmm.
and eventually you talk yourself out of the whole idea of whatever your dream may be or whatever that you wanted to do in life because you're looking at someone else being the more important, I would like to say, more important than
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
you know.
Mm-hmm.
But just I was thinking about the women of the Bible.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, I was thinking about Sarah. She came to my mind as one of the women in the Bible that she had to have some self doubt as to when the Lord had promised that she was going to bear a child,
Yeah.
which was Isaac. But when she first heard the news, her immediate thought wasn't like, you know, Lord, I received that. Her immediate reaction was she thought it she thought it was impossible. She laughed at it.
That's right.
And a lot of
Mm-hmm.
times when something is brought to us,
We do the same thing.
we do the same. We laugh at it like, no, that's just not, no way. It's just not
That's
possible.
right.
So maybe for them,
Yeah.
but not for me.
Not for me. There's just no way I
We
can do
just
that.
immediately cross it off. It's not for that's not for me at all.
Yeah.
And you know, so she was one of the women that I immediately thought about. You know, that the Lord, even in her old age, and God will come to us with something that we feel like, you know, it's just no way I could do this, Lord.
Yeah.
But all He wants is for us to believe in Him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
That's it.
but we immediately go into doubt and unbelief because we feel like that's just not, it's just no way possible for us.
That's right. That's right. You know, for even for you to say that, I retired for 12 years.
Mhm.
Well, a little bit longer than 12 years for ministry. And as I said earlier, that I do hair by trade. And so when I went back into doing hair, it's been 4 years now. At my age, I thought, oh boy. When I began to look at social media, I got afraid. I got scared.
Mhm.
You know, because when I left 12, 13 years ago, however long it was, the natural hair wasn't out.
Mhm.
It was still relaxer. So I didn't know anything about silk pressing and all this other stuff that's coming out. The micro lens, it wasn't out when I was in it before. And so when I started looking at social media and seeing what they was doing on, you know, I'm like, oh, well, maybe I'm too old. Maybe I'm outdated.
Mhm.
You know, I started down in my own self until I had to get a grip and say, wait a minute, I'm anointed to do hair.
Mhm.
You got to know that you're anointed to do what you do.
Mhm.
That's
Whatever.
it.
You know, when put God's stamp on it. You are. No, I'm anointed to do this. My hand is anointed to do this. You know, you have to talk to yourself.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Exactly. Exactly. I have a good example to share with the ladies. You know, it's a story of my own. It's I'm not going to go into detail, but what it involves is, like Lady Gina just saying, knowing what you're anointed in and empowered to do.
Mhm.
It's like looking for your gift, looking what you're passionate about. And we do it all the time. We ask ourselves, what am I good at? You know? And what I'd like to share is that if I didn't know that, I haven't always been aware, but if I didn't know what I was passionate about, I was at a job, started in May the 15th of 2022. Everything was fine. I was happy there. You know, everything was flowing just fine.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, where I am now, this position I have now, dropped in my lap. I didn't know the job existed. I didn't apply for it, but they came looking for me.
All
And
right.
guess what? Guess what? The position that they offered me is the very thing that I am anointed to do.
Yeah.
Really,
Yeah.
what I'm really passionate about. So, but if I didn't know that, I wouldn't have been able to let go of what I had.
Right.
I
Right.
wouldn't have been able to let it go. I would have doubted. It's like, no, that's not, I don't think I'd be good at that if
Yeah.
I didn't know what I was anointed to do. You
That's
know?
right. That's right.
Yeah, I wouldn't be good at that. But let that just be an example of when it is time to reposition yourself. Being ready is about being confident in making that move.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. One statement I want to make is talking about it's a research. It says spend 15 minutes reflecting on your day can improve your performance by 23%. By 23%. Reflecting on your day can improve the performance by 23%. In other words,
Mm.
and I think I kind of mentioned that a few minutes ago.
Mhm.
Stop and love on you.
Yeah.
Reflect on your day. What are you going to do today?
Mhm.
What can you achieve today?
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah. One thing that I've done, and it's really interesting. I came across this video about this woman. Her name is Mel Robbins, I think. I don't know if you ever heard of her, but she does a lot of motivational speaking. And I don't know how I ended up on this video, but it was two tools that you could do, just very simple, like you're talking about 15 minutes, just very simple things that you could do. And she came across this because she came at a low point in her life and things were they was out of control and whatnot. And she got up feeling, just horrible, feeling some type of way. And so she said when she went into the bathroom and looked at herself in the mirror, at first she just saw, she just began to pick out all of the inconsistencies about herself. And a lot of times that's what we do when we we look in the mirror. But she said something in her told her to just high five herself.
mm,
And so I was like, She said, so I did it for 5 days. This past week, I went she told me, you go in the bathroom, you brush your teeth, look at yourself in the mirror, look at yourself in the eyes. Because that's something I rarely ever do. If
Mm.
I'm looking at my hair, I'm looking at what's out of place, what I need to fix on my face, all this kind of stuff. But she said, just take a moment and pause and look yourself in the eye.
That's good.
And then she said, high five yourself. And I began to do that. And the first time, and she said, at first it's gonna feel kind of weird. And it did feel a little strange the first day, But when I did it, I looked at myself and I got so every morning, I think a couple of mornings I forgot to do it. So when I got to work, I went straight into the bathroom before I started work, and I looked at myself and I high-fived myself. And it was so funny because when I left out of the restroom and I went down the hallway to see my supervisor, and she was like, Felicia, she said, you just smiling. What you smiling so much about? I said, I don't know. I just feel like smiling. And she was like, well, we need that energy. Bring that energy in here, But it was because it was just something about the power of just high-fiving yourself. Like
Yeah,
it literally
yeah.
just shifted me.
Yeah, yeah. You'd be surprised whenever you take out those minutes,
Mm-hmm.
just to do something for you,
Yeah.
how it
Mhm.
impacts you.
Mm-hmm.
Because just you high-fiving yourself, it just it boosts you up.
Yeah.
It elevates
Because
you.
you understand when you high five, normally when you see people high five each other, it's the indication to say, I got your back, I'm supporting you. They cheering you on. So
Yeah.
you cheering
Yes.
on. But
Yeah.
a lot of times we look in the mirror, we immediately tear ourselves down. We're thinking immediately,
Mhm.
oh, we drudge,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
it just totally shifted my whole attitude.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I mean, just that little simple thing, it'll just it'll it'll just shift you to a whole nother place.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
Because you know what? Even sometimes you tell yourself, well, I don't look good.
Mm-hmm.
What happened? That brings on the spirit of doubt.
Yeah.
Well, I'm too big. I'm too fat. Oh, I'm too skinny.
Mm-hmm.
That brings on a spirit of doubt. A lot of things we tell our own self that brings on self-doubt.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So if you would turn that around in a positive way, like you just said, looking in the mirror, looking in your eyes, high-fiving yourself.
And you don't have to say a word. It's just that gesture. Just high five.
High-fiving yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You tell
Yeah.
yourself, I can do this.
Because she was saying at first, when you do it, you might even experience a little resistance because you're not used to supporting yourself. You know what I
Yes.
mean? You're not used to boosting yourself. You're used to boosting everybody else but you.
But you.
You
But
know?
you.
Now, should I actually tap my hand on the mirror or just do it as a motion?
Tap it on the mirror.
Yeah.
All right.
Tapping yourself.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do it, ladies. Just like we're giving you tips and everything now about, to have some me time and all that good stuff. She just gave us one. And I'm gonna try it. I don't think we'll ever get to the point to where, okay, that's enough. I got enough confidence. No, because there's gonna always be something that comes that challenges it.
It's always something to come to challenge.
And here's the other thing that really just hit home to me. She said, like, when you're a child and you see how children, when they see themselves in the mirror, they just be so in awe at themselves. They just,
oh yes.
And I thought to myself, OMG. Like,
She's right.
And as you get older, you just lose that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I even had to apologize to my own daughter. Because my daughter from a little girl has always, like, when I say she loved herself, looking at herself in the mirror, she has always been like that. And I used to always be like, girl, you get out the mirror. Da, da, da. And then I said, Lord, forgive me. Because I shouldn't have, because I'm looking at her thinking she thinks you think you too caught up in yourself. But she's doing what she should have been doing.
Comes natural. Yeah.
I had to literally go to her and apologize and say, I am so sorry. I said, it was nothing. I said, even me doing that, you still so strong, it didn't even faze you. Because still to this day, she's the same way. When she look in the mirror, she just be like, she love herself. Like literally, you could just see it, But when I never had that. And so when I told her, I said, it was nothing wrong with you, sweetie. It was all me. Mama had a problem. I said, but now I understand,
Yeah.
Mama, I'm so glad, blah, 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 But even as a child, how a child just like, when they get in the mirror, they just be like, excited,
Yes.
So that just really just.
Once again, I want to remind you, if you're on, please let us know that you're on with us. And if you have any comments, please put it in the chat box. We want to talk about it together. I'm sure that you have experienced something that maybe I have not experienced that can help another lady that's out there, maybe that's in that spot right now. They may be at the last peak of thinking, you know what, I'm no earthly good. I might as well just submit suicide.
Oh, no.
Because doubting yourself can put you in that place.
Yeah.
It can put you in that place of depression.
Mm-hmm.
You want to commit suicide. So if you're on with us this afternoon and maybe you have some experience that you want to share with us, please do so. Okay. So we want to just kind of give you some pointers too. What you do? We want to just kind of give you some pointers on what may causes you to be in place of being stagnated.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
you just in this spot. You've been in this spot for years now, or for months, or for weeks, and you just feel like that you can't get out of it.
Mm-hmm.
But what got you stuck?
There you go.
What got you
What
stuck?
got you stuck?
And I'm just gonna be transparent, y'all. I was stuck.
Yeah, that's
Because
good.
one of the things that I guess getting over a breakup or divorce, I was stuck there for some time. For
Mm-hmm.
just with the recent time, really,
Yeah.
I thought I was unstuck, but I think I'm unstuck for real now. You know,
That's good.
if it
That's
don't,
good, Pastor V.
if it don't, because it don't come up in my, and I had to make this the other thing. I had to make a determination. I had to make a decisive. I had to make a decision.
So tell me this: by you feeling that you were stuck because that you it was a divorce, a breakup, well, a plain divorce. They said it wasn't a breakup; it was divorce. Do you feel that it caused you not to move forward in something and things that you wanted to do? Uh, how how did it make you feel? The reason why you say I was stuck.
Well, I feel like I think I had gotten over the part as as part as the unforgiveness and all the other negative emotions, and it's still a process, but I feel like
I guess I want to ask the question:
Mhm.
How did it doubt yourself?
Oh gosh, because I was just so used to when you become used to being a wife and all of those things that come with it. And then when a person say, I don't want to be married to you anymore, and it make you feel like, well, what did I do? Or, you know what I mean? You begin to look at yourself like, is something wrong with me?
Yeah.
What did I do wrong?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so that had a lot to do with it. And I think it magnified the self-doubt that I might have had even from a child. You know. And so all of those things that happened and so forth. I just felt like I was instead of me going forward, I felt like I was going backwards. And then it felt like I got to a point where I just kind of shrink back from a lot of things. I stopped going out. It was more or less about my children. I'm good at home. I didn't really make a lot of connections with people. Afraid to be close to people. Afraid that I'm not able to trust myself as to how I respond or connect with other people, not trusting myself in relationships because I feel like, I might choose a wrong type of person again, or, all of these types of things.
So we're talking about doubt. And all that comes under doubt. Self-doubt.
Yeah. Please put in the comments, what has you stuck? Put it in the comments, please, whether you're live or you watch the video. We'll read them. We'll read them. Please put it in the comments.
But there's other things you could ask yourself if you feel stuck because of a lack of funds. You feel like, I don't have enough money. I don't have the money to do what I want to do. Or do you feel like you have a fear of criticism of what people say. And a lot of people are really hung up on that. They're stuck in that area. They're scared of what people say. If I do this, what they gonna say? If I say this, what they gonna think? And so they base their life primarily on how people are gonna react and respond to what they say or do. So they opt not to do it because they out of fear don't want to offend or whatever it is. They don't want to be rejected or looked at some type of way. Maybe you stuck in loneliness, and I think I was stuck there for a time too, but just trying to maneuver how to reach out beyond myself. Because when things happen, a lot of times we internalize things and we withdraw within ourselves, and we feel like I'm safe just being with me. It's just a coping mechanism that we use to protect ourselves, we think. But in actuality, it's a very unhealthy way to exist. Because God didn't create us that way.
That's right.
That's right. That's right. Let's touch on the being stuck because of relationships or bad friendships.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times we don't, how do we say it? The people whom we're supposed to keep for a lifetime, we release. And
Mm-hmm.
those that are only in your life for a season, you keep.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And that has a lot to do with being stuck, having self-doubt, and no confidence about what you want to do in your life. So when it comes to bad friendships or relationships, I don't want to call it bad, but they just don't serve you. You
Yeah.
know, they just do not serve you in no way what at all. So one of the things I think believe that have you stuck is, we were just talking about this earlier. You're no good. We're no good to ourselves and nobody else when you're lacking, when we haven't built yourself up, when you don't have the confidence, when you're on the bottom of the totem pole. At least that's how you feel, right?
Mm-hmm.
When we haven't educated ourselves, when we haven't taken care of ourselves, we're no good to ourselves and we're no good to nobody else. So when it comes to those relationships, if you finally get unstuck or you want to be unstuck and you tell yourself, well, I need to be doing this, I need to be doing that, and you start making moves in that direction, and now you're getting feedback from those people in that relationship or those friendships, and they're not supporting you.
Exactly.
They are not supporting you. You know why they're not supporting you? Because you've come out of that stagnant position. Now that you reposition yourself, now
Yeah.
that you finally put your finger on what's going on. Oh, I don't have no self-confidence. I'm doubting. And I know why now. Now you're healing. You're restored now. They're not celebrating your life and supporting you because what you doing is no longer serving them. And what they do is they put a guilt trip on you. They
Yes.
put a guilt trip on you. Oh, you don't need that. This ain't a good time for you to buy a house. Why are you starting school at 55, 60 years old? Da 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 da. Right?
Yeah.
Anybody that has anything to say about you improving yourself and doing what's best for you, they're not for you. I don't
Yeah.
care who it is. They are
Yes.
not for you.
Yeah.
They're
Yes.
not.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Matter of fact, it's not a friend. You know,
Mm-hmm.
if you're hanging out with someone that you call quote unquote your friend that can't help push you into your destiny, that's not
Mm-hmm. That's
Mm-hmm.
you know,
right.
that's not your, because a true friend is gonna get on board and say,
Mm-hmm.
hey, I believe in you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I believe you can do it if you want. If that's what you want to do, I'm behind you 100%. You can do
Yes.
that. What you want to do. And another thing, don't stop just because you go after something and it doesn't work out.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
There are things that you have tried to do and that didn't work.
Yeah.
Don't stop there.
Mm-hmm.
Don't start doubting
Mm-hmm.
yourself to cause yourself to think, well, hey, I tried to do this over here and it didn't work, so I'm just not going to try anything else. I lost my
Yep.
money. I invested in it. I lost. No, I have invested in so many things. Now, some of it wasn't because it didn't work. It was because I just stopped doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know, but I have invested in so many things, you know, that I cannot say that it would not work. But a lot of it, I just stopped doing it.
Mm.
You know, and
Mm-hmm.
one thing we talked about, you self doubt because I don't have the money to do it. Now we understand that the Bible tells us to owe no man but to love him.
Mm-hmm.
So, but guess what? There's nothing wrong with if you have to go get a loan to start a business, to start something that make sure you got your plans together. Make sure you got your goals together. That when you go get that loan, you know that this is going to make you some money to pay it off.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You stay in debt with that, but it doesn't mean if you need to go get $100,000 to start off your business, to start out what you need to do. Don't be afraid to do that.
Exactly.
Afraid to do that. You know,
Exactly.
main thing is manage the money that you have so you can pay
Mm-hmm.
it off. So you can say, as the word say, oh no man but to love them.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
You got to have a plan. You know,
Yes. Yep.
you got to have some goals on how to, but never ever be afraid to step out there.
Yeah.
That's good.
I have another
Good.
tool that I could share briefly. And another thing I found too with self doubt is you have a tendency to procrastinate.
Yes.
You put
Ooh,
you start like you act in your mind. You think you can do it, but it's about putting it to action. When it comes to putting it to action, you're like, nah, I'll do it such and such time. Or we put things off. And so one of is a very simple tool. It's called the 5 second rule.
mm,
It's the same lady. She said count backwards from 5 to 1.
Mm-hmm.
And like you go 5, 3. Like if you find yourself stuck in something, count backwards from 5, 3, 2, 1, and it'll reset you.
Mm-hmm.
And at that point, when you count to 1, take action.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever,
Yeah. Yeah.
just take action.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's just the
okay.
overtime accumulation of small actions that you take to get you toward your goal.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So I was like, okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
She
But
said,
I come totally in agreement with that because I feel that as whenever you procrastinate too long in doing whatever you're gonna do,
Mhm.
not time I tell you, you're not gonna do it.
Yeah.
You just not gonna do it. I know my kids always tell me that I move out too fast. I don't give it a thought. But see, they don't understand. I done already thought about it in my mind. I done thought about it and put things together in my mind even before I even express it to you.
Mhm.
You might not know anything about it, but I've been thinking about this already. So when I
Yeah.
step back,
Mhm.
I done already did. I was thinking I'm gonna do it.
Mhm.
I'm ready. I'm ready. And then for me, if I hesitate too long to do something,
Mhm.
it gets out of my spirit. I can't do it.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
But if it's in my
Mm-hmm.
spirit to do it, on it. And not to say that everything I step out on is a success,
Mhm.
but at least I tried.
Yeah.
It gets you out of the mold of not being stuck.
Mhm.
It gets you out of the mold of not doubting yourself.
Mhm.
You know, I don't doubt myself.
Mhm.
You know, I'm
Mm-hmm.
at a place now. I did that too many years, 1 year too many. So I don't doubt myself.
Mhm.
You know, if I feel that, hey, at least I'm gonna try.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try. You know, I was telling my grandson he went off to college today. Matter of fact, yeah, Darius. He went back to college today, but he's going for engineer. And I just told him this morning. I said, Darius, have fun.
Mhm.
I said, this is your last go around. Have fun. Enjoy you. You are
Yeah.
there. Your degree. Remember that you're not getting your degree for anybody else but you.
Mhm. Mhm.
So you don't put yourself under pressure thinking I'm going to fail somebody else. Just don't fail yourself.
That's good.
Yes.
Don't yourself. Meaning, if you go in there and you fail the grade or whatever, but if you put forth your best effort, you did your very best, that's all that counts.
Mhm.
Yes.
But you can do it again.
Mhm.
Yes.
So don't
Yeah.
doubt yourself. Don't doubt yourself and make yourself feel, I just can't do this. No. Do your very best. Apply yourself.
Mhm.
And that's all that matters. If you apply yourself 100%, you know you gave it 100%. That's all that matters. You know,
Mm-hmm.
and that's what each and every one of us have to tell ourselves. Whenever we are going to stretch out to do something, put some thought into it. Y'all know I'm big on putting thought. You know, I don't like that half minute put stuff together at the last minute, just, kind of way. Put some thought into it.
Mhm.
And if you put thought into it and it just don't work out the way you thought it was going to work out, it's okay.
Mm-hmm.
You did your best.
Mhm. Maybe you want to take a moment to put in the chat for whatever it is that you probably had on your heart to do and you just haven't stepped out yet. What's your first thing that you want to do? Just whatever that little thing is. The first thing the first step that you're going to take. Maybe I'll make a phone call, I might send an email, I may make a visit, set an appointment. I mean, you got to do something. Take a step.
Yes.
Take actions. Step.
Yes.
Because we sit so long in our head thinking, we know how we want it in our mind, but how are we going to go about putting it let it come off the paper, so to speak, or come off the brain.
In other words, what's your plan?
Yeah.
What's your goal? What's your vision?
Mm-hmm.
How are you going to go about this? How are you going to make it happen? You know?
Yes.
So, Pastor B, have there been anything that you had a thought that you wanted at this age, at the age that you are? Is there anything that you regret that you wanted to do and you did not do?
Oh, gosh.
And why?
That's a heavy question. I'm finding myself now as I'm I'm in the empty nest, well, soon to be empty nest stage. And I'm finding as I'm entering into that phase that I'm going back to some of the things that I had put on the back burner, when I was younger. And so I feel like at this point, I'm at a stage where I'm tapping back into that. Because I won't say that I regret. I say that I'm reset. That's a good one. I reset myself. And so, I think that's the place where I find myself now. So I'm not as skeptical about moving out on certain things, even if I don't feel like I know it. Like even with this social media stuff, I'm still learning. So I'm on a learning curve.
Yeah.
And some stuff it work, and some stuff it don't.
Yeah.
And so I'm finding out, okay, I can do this now. Let's expand this a little further. So to me, it's just I'm in a whole other place of new discovery about myself.
That's good. That's good. That's going back to where taking out some time to think. And then like that, rediscovering some things that I want to do. I want to do. Rosa, is something that you want to share with the audience that maybe that in your lifespan that at the age that you are now, that you feel I should have been further along than where I am. I should have been established. I'm a smart woman. Why am I here when I should be over here?
No doubt, Lady Gina, I've experienced those feelings and those thoughts many, many times. Many times I felt like that. It's like you said, I should be farther along than this. I should have. So one of my regrets is not doing what we're suggesting to the women to do today. Have a plan. Make some goals. Right? What was it? Have a plan. Make some goals. What are your dreams? What are your visions? I was so stuck back then. I was in a position where I was stuck, and I didn't think about no plans, no my dreams, no visions. I mean, stuck. And I regret that. And that's one of the things that make me believe that I would have been in a different place if I had some goals and I had some plans and stuck to them. One thing I want to mention about that procrastination, that's a serious matter.
Yeah.
Procrastination is a serious matter, and I'm telling you from experience, it cost me. It cost me financially. It cost me in some other areas in my life by simply putting things off. Simply being stagnant and in a comfortable place, and I didn't move when I supposed to had made a move. And it cost me. I'm telling you, pay attention to that. Procrastinating is very, very costly. Not now, like Lady Gina said, some of her kids say, you move too fast. Well, that's me today. I think maybe she can vouch for that. But boy, my feet don't stay in place.
No, it doesn't. I think you move a little bit too fast sometimes. Yes.
But I did want to mention that today we have embarked upon some things that's gonna make your feelings run deep. When you start thinking about what have you stuck stagnant, lacking confidence, and all of that good stuff. One of the scriptures in the Bible in Joshua, it says, Every place that your sole or your foot shall tread upon, God has already given it to you.
Yes.
You can start right there with building your confidence.
That's right.
God already has a plan.
Yeah.
Everything that you could possibly imagine that you want that's good, productive, and positive in your life, He has something even greater.
Yeah.
And He's capable of getting it to you, and He wants to do it for you. Okay?
Yeah.
So we're going to declare today, we're almost out of time. We're going to declare today that we're released from guilt. No more guilt.
No
No
more
more
guilt.
guilt.
No more guilt.
That's
Yes.
over with.
Yes.
We're released from self-condemnation.
Oh
Yes.
most
Yes.
definitely.
Self-condemnation.
Yes.
Remember,
That's a big one right there,
Yeah,
Roger.
that's
yes,
That's a huge one.
Oh yeah.
Self-condemnation. We can easily put down our
Yes.
own self.
Yes.
yes,
I mean, we speak against our own self.
Yeah.
We know words create things.
Yeah.
So we have to be very cautious on the words that we use about ourselves. You know, oh,
mm-hmm,
this, oh, I don't have this. Oh, words is
exactly,
important what you speak over yourself, because your word is going to create what you put out there.
exactly. No doubt. And you just keep in mind,
So,
condemnation, there's
yeah,
no, there's no restoration, there's no healing. But when God's in the picture, He's going to convict your heart. And when what comes with conviction is healing, is restoration,
yeah,
is a repositioning. So the minute you feel that self-condemnation or being condemned from another area or somebody else, and there's no healing there, there's no solutions, that's the wrong spirit.
yeah,
That's the wrong spirit. You can let that one go easily, right?
yeah,
So from this day forward, we're released from our past. We're not going to let our past hurt us and keep us stagnant and hindered anymore. That's
yeah.
over with. Let it go. And we're released from our mistakes. If you're an unruffled lady, those are mistakes that turn into masterpieces now, because you didn't go through that for nothing. There was a lesson there. You learned it. Now you're moving forward, right? And we're going to be released from missed opportunities. Yes, we missed them.
Yes.
But guess what? There are others in front of you.
There's others.
God has something else for you. It is there.
Yes.
It is there, and it's waiting just for you. And I hope everybody had a really, really good time today. You took some important notes. Please put those things that we mentioned in the comments. It helps us to come up with other topics. Okay?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. One of the big things that was said on releasing ourselves from is our past. Our past hurts. Our past this, whatever that past is.
Yeah.
Kind of like you said earlier, I was stuck. From my past marriage. If we can let go of that stuff, and you would give yourself a fresh start.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do not build your past on your now. I was listening to Steve Harvey the other day, and he was telling his testimony. He said when he was a kid growing up, he was broke, and he said he didn't get an education. I think he said his father or his mother told him to pray, and whatever he get, it's gonna come from God. And he said to see where I am today is all God. Don't let your past, don't get stuck in your past. Let your past experience elevate you.
Yeah, push you forward.
How you say that word? Catapult you.
Yeah.
Take you to the place. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
Don't get stuck in that place.
Yeah.
But
fail forward.
Yes. 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 Awesome. What time is it? Yes. We know that we only have 1 hour, of course, being on. I don't know if our time is up or not. Can you see the time?
It's right there.
Yep, we have 1 more minute, and I think that we should do another Unruffled Ladies cast on this one, because we have more material, and it's really, really helpful.
Yeah.
Really, really helpful.
Yeah. One of the things that I want to leave with you, ask yourself, what are you good at? Just write that down. What am I good at? and begin to
Mhm.
write down things where what you're good at.
Yeah.
And whatever you're good at, that's what you work with. Whatever that might be, that's what you build on. Whatever you are good at, build on that.
That's right. That's
We're
right.
just so happy glad that you was with us today. Thank you so very much. Please join us again on the fourth Sunday. We will be back with you again on the fourth Sunday. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And we want to say good evening to all of you. I pray that you have a blessed evening. God bless you.
Bye bye.